And for me, it was a night to celebrate, their nomination and their winning. At the same time, to commemorate, Ghana's opportunity to be on that platform. And then it was very graceful of Grams when he went on stage to receive the award, to acknowledge my nomination too, and all of that stuff. So, for me, hey, there's another time to create more works, because I keep recording and I keep creating more works. I don't wait for awards. I just keep doing what I do.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. All right. So I would like to find out this. I would like to, in your case, being a Grammy nominated artist that the whole world had seen, you understand me, in terms of your shows, like going to other countries to perform in terms of festivals and all that, how are the charges like? Has it increased or it is the same as?
Well, the thing is that, when you deal with festivals, every festival is unique, so, and every festival too, you are there with, a whole group of, very esteemed musicians too in their own right, so a lot of times, those kind of, negotiations are usually done with management, and management sometimes can push that card, in terms of the Grammy card, but, most festival buyers, they just buy or program musicians that they feel could work with whatever programming and whatever objective you're trying to project the festival, So I don't think that it really comes to you being able to kind of charge how much, and I feel that certain, artists usually never do that. They usually get offers. When these festivals, they send you offers. When they send the offer, it's up to you to either take the offer or not take the offer, or negotiate the offer, So some concerts you're offered more, some concerts you're offered less, according to the budget of that festival. So if you're a smart musician too, you know that you don't have to always step up to all these festivals and be like, this is what I take, take it or leave it, or else, they will book somebody else. It doesn't matter what you're, who you are or what you are, So the thing is that Grammy gives you a lot of attention. It gets you a lot of calls. It gets you a lot of programming. But at the same time, too, you have to still know that it's a marketplace out there, So when you get offers and it feels like it's below what you're worth, then you can be able to do negotiations. So it's varied,
Okay.
It's varied. And then I think for an artist to be successful, you have to be able to navigate and see the value of whatever offers come. Some concerts you might not get more in money, but you might get more in terms of the positioning.
Okay.
So you just have to see what the value is for you. And I think that when you think that way, you're constantly moving forward rather than, say, okay, this is what I do and this is what I demand, and I don't go below that. Then you're setting yourself up for people to move on to the next artist that they feel that they can be able to program. It's a big world. There's so many artists around the world, So you just have to be very smart in how you kind of navigate it all.
Okay.
Yeah. Voice of Bumbong, Bumbong is my hometown.
Okay.
So when I was working at, during the whole kind of lockdown time, what I observed was that for the first time, everybody was seeing the importance of their ancestral home. Because I was actually in a Buri during the lockdown, and I saw how many people, coming from Accra, packed in their pickups, their bags, everything. Everybody was leaving Accra, trying to find their village.
Wow. Yeah.
So I also recognize that, we all come from somewhere, but we have to be proud of where we come from, and we have to know that whoever we become is a product of where we come from. So at that time too, I was in the process of, working. I had been, focused on songwriting for the last year prior to the lockdown. And during the lockdown time, I was also writing so many songs. So I felt that there was a need to put out music that really reflected, back to roots, like music that was steeped in traditional indigenous culture, but at the same time to present it in a way that can be embraced by the world. My previous albums, both from the one that was nominated for the Grammy, have all kind of explored beyond the boundaries of reggae. I've included high life and Afrobeat and so many different styles. But with this one, I wanted to also step a little into deeper traditional music. And being from a traditional royal home too, I decided that, okay, this will represent my voice as, somebody who grew up from that kind of background and who has now had opportunity to have various platforms around the world to articulate my viewpoint. So it was almost the proverbial people going back to their roots. Seeing that, I was also going back to my roots to express, the indigenous sounds of Ghana. But what I did was that most people were expecting me to do a lot more music that was from the north. And I told them that, this is volume 1. So volume 1 means that there's going to be a volume 2. And this one, I delved deep into, songs like Wara, were songs that were based on, Ghanaian choral music, mixed with high life. And then My Baby was also paying homage to the styles that were made famous by, bands like Wulome, Jajeloy, and Gam music, because I grew up in Tema, so when I was a little kid, I delved very deep. I played in cultural troops and all of that. So I studied Gam music, and so I'm very, very, that's also one aspect of me that most people never really knew, So on this album, a song like My Baby, I used, GRAMMYs and all of that to just, write a beautiful pop song about longing and about, acceptance and about love, but done with indigenous instruments and presented in the most authentic Ghanaian way.
My Baby.
Yes.
Let's have a feel of that.
Yes.
Easy.
And you don't know, Rocky, he has thrown more light on what exactly influenced, him to do this. Gam music, Jajole and Co.
Now Manua.
Yeah. Brother David,
Yes.
you are not easy at all. So, this is track 2 on the album.
Yeah, this is track 2 on the album.
My Baby.
Yes.
Wow, I love this.
Yes,
I love this.
yes,
The Wulomo style.
Yes.
You can feel it in the, traditional.
Yes.
You understand me? And I'm still wondering, Rocky, you like this kind of fusion into the song,
Well, the thing is that we are creatures of fusion. I mean, I just listened to you here. You played, even when it comes to reggae, you played a whole, kind of spectrum of reggae styles.
Definitely.
And if you go to any DJ, they don't just play one thing. They have different styles of music that they listen to.
Definitely.
And there's no listener that you go to their house that they listen to one type of music. So I feel that all of us are just, we're sponges of different elements, and so when I write and when I compose music, I try to leave the channels open to be able to be a conduit for these sounds. So every album, I follow my intuition, I follow what is exciting to me, I follow what I have learned, and try to bring it in a contemporary way. In that way, I always feel fresh. And they also have the courage to create without fear, because I don't want to be boxed into, a certain, category. Because my sound is Afro roots, and Afro roots means that taking the sounds of the Caribbean and the diaspora and also fusing with the sounds of the motherland, but interpreting it through the spectacles of the motherland.
Wow.
Yes, I.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this in term and also be reading some of the questions people are asking online. If you want to ask any question, you can step on the Legacy Sound International page and then boom, ask your question, and let me just read it out to Rocky. Tell Brother David, him have a house here in Norway anytime he comes to Norway.
Yes, respect
To
you.
And Junior Maestro is part of Legacy Sound International. So when we say you have a house in Norway, we mean it.
Yes, I.
We mean it.
Where I'm from,
Okay.
my whole family comes from this town that is in the Yendi district, and it's 19 miles right from Yendi. And even right now, I was actually there not very long ago, because Bumbong is also petitioning to get a constituency and also become a district, and I have, from the time I grew up, coming from the royal family of Bumbong, I always was exposed to the traditional indigenous culture. Although my father lived in Tema, my father was a soldier in Tema, so my hometown was always a big part of my growth, So with this album, since I wanted to really express indigenous music at the same time contemporary music, I wanted to also use, the name of my hometown to let everybody know that be proud of where you are. You are an expression of your people. So anybody who doesn't know my hometown now, anywhere, whenever you go to the northern region, find Bumbong and go and visit. My older brother is the chief of the town.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, so into the voice of Bumbong once again. The recording. I would like to know, all the songs, were they recorded in Ghana or in America? Where exactly were
the
they
songs
recorded?
were recorded in various places. Because it started off as a project. I was just doing a songwriting. Just writing songs. Writing songs, recording and writing songs. Whenever I felt it, I wrote it. When I felt it, I wrote. So after a while, there was just like a lot of songs. And then when I started thinking of the project too, during the lockdown too, I started writing songs like Ghost Town. And then songs like My Baby and all of that were written kind of during that period of time. And I was recorded, but most of that, the tracking was done here, and I worked with, some of my favorite musicians here, and then once that was finished, I went to the US to go and have it mixed. So the project was mixed and mastered in the United States, but then it was recorded in various places, but mostly in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly in Ghana.
Recorded in various places.
Yeah.
Where and where? In Ghana. Who did you record with? We would like to know all.
Oh, I mean, in order not to even be able to, I worked with, Oting. I did a bunch of recordings with Oting. I worked, I had people like Akable, who was on the album, and then some members from Akable's band, who were also very involved in the recording. And then once those trackings were done, then I went to the US and also had, some members of my band too, who overdubbed and played, so it was kind of a collaborative, project, in terms of working with the Ghanaian musicians that I work with and also the musicians too in the US that I worked with.
It was live.
I tracked live stuff, and then you go and then you go into another studio and you do another session again with other musicians, and I like to use live instrumentations and mix it also with programming.
Okay.
Because I feel that we have the choice of all those approaches to production, and also being a producer, I also kind of, depending on what the song is, I try to find the right musical accompaniment to make the song really stand out. Because I feel that once you have, the songwriting part very well kind of defined, then you can put it in any style and the song will still stand by itself, So I always try to push that musicians to first of all try to develop the craft of songwriting, because once you have that, then the world is open to you. You can be able to push any doors, integrate any sounds, go, like break any genres, and the song will still stay authentic and connect with people as you want it to.
All right.
Yes.
So I've played Born to Win already. I played it last week. I officially launched the album last week on this particular show. Born to Win, what exactly inspired it?
Well, Born to Win, it's kind of a personal song.
Okay.
So it really kind of dwelt on me growing up as a child of Ghana who wanted to be a musician, and having dreams, but those dreams were driven by a sense that I knew, and that failure could never be an option. I had to have a mindset to overcome every adversary and use all my, all my stumbling blocks as stepping stones. So once I was able to build that sense of character and also add it with learning and trying to aspire to, always challenging myself, I think that it really helped me to find a path that the music started speaking for itself, and then eventually I found that success that I was looking for. So I always say that we are all born to win, because I didn't even use I in the song. I say we are born to win. And I feel that this is a story of anybody that has a dream and has a vision, that you are the one that can determine your success by trusting that ability to win is deeply ingrained in yourself. And you just got to go out there, work at it, suffer for it, and eventually you are going to be able to manifest that.
All right.
Play. You can find, the voice of Boom Boom on it, and then most people don't use Spotify here, but it's on Spotify, Apple Music, Napster, any other, platform that you use around the world. You can be able to find the album on it right now.
So please step online. Just open up YouTube and type Rocky Dawuni, and immediately, quick and fast, voice of, Boom Boom is on there. Just stream it. Support the movement.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? Rocky Dawuni, he's put Ghana there. So please, let us support him. Let's do the right thing. So I say, hey, man, me want you capture it, and show the people them say, we in here, we are even streaming. Sure. I'm the first Ghanaian to get in there.
Well, there's some things I can say but we are represented. Yes, that's all I can say. We are represented, and I'm in certain positions to also really advocate for more, Ghanaian albums and stuff having the smooth streaming for people to be able to see and listen to those albums, to have the positioning.
Wow.
So it's we look forward to more nominations coming from this country.
Yo! Oh, so are you the only Ghanaian on there?
You are pushing me for something I can't talk about.
No. Brother David, I just want to find out. You understand? Because when it comes to the Grammys, it's something that is on the heart of every Ghanaian. To see Ghana out there.
First of all, I'm a voting member.
You're a voting member?
I'm a voting member of the Academy.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've had the opportunity of also sitting on certain committees on the Academy.
Wow.
So I have been a big advocate for African music.
Wow.
And also African music getting, getting its rightful due and recognition when it comes to, music around the globe. So it's I feel that we are in an era when our music is, with the internet, it's spreading around the world in a big way, and there needs to be that recognition of the power of African music and its contribution to global music.
All right.
So I've been a big voice for that.
All right. So I would like to ask for this particular favor.
Yeah.
Brother David, the last Sunday before you move back to the US.
I don't live in the US anymore.
I know, but I know you've been going and then coming.
But I know they're going anywhere. You see the last Sunday, you are the last Sunday. Are they here with you? We did Koforedia together.
I know. All right. Okay. So after the funeral and everything,
yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
I would like you to find one fine Sunday.
Yes.
So we can talk about the Grammys.
Yes.
Like what goes into it, like in terms of music selection, of what standards your music.
Well,
be?
the thing is that I can answer that question right. Like there's really no standard. You just have to strive for excellence. That's why I always tell people that once you are able to strive for excellence, because you have several thousands of voters, voting members who are top musicians, top producers from all around America, all around the world. So what is presented to them, your music has to be able to stand out. If it sounds like everybody else, it's gonna, they're just gonna gloss, you're not gonna be able to stand out for you to be shortlisted all the way to nominations, which is a whole process because there's thousands and thousands of releases from around the world, so it's very competitive, but one thing that will ensure your ability to be able to be in the running is if you put your mind to creating works that are unique and works too that can stand the test of time and works too that everybody will hear and there's no argument about its excellence. So artists should focus on their songwriting, their production, and their lyricism, and their really try to hone their craft, because in the long run it's not about having quick singles and being famous and all of that. It's part of it, but that will only carry you to a certain extent. In the long run, it's about creating bodies of work that can be able to measure up, no matter where it is, no matter on what platform that it is compared to. So you are in Ghana, but when you make music, make sure that when it's put next to any other recording from around the world, it stands on its own. So that means that you have to put in effort in creating your works.
So how would you submit your music to the Grammys?
Oh, every year there's a, once you have a proper release, it has to be released by a label.
Okay.
So if it's not released by, you have to be released by a label, and it has to have like a real, and I think, having, online aggregators and that kind of stuff, it's really, it's still accepted, But once you have that, you can be able to, you just submit your works, when it comes to the season. And usually the record companies do that. So when you're an independent artist here in Ghana too, you just have to make sure that when that time comes, you're able to submit your works to be in the running for, because then now it will be in the consideration. The consideration too is a whole lot of records.
Rocky,
and
being an independent artist in Ghana, how would you know that time is on? You rise up and submit your work.
No, but the thing is that if you really want to have your works go into the Grammy, if you have a record label, or if you are an independent artist and you really want to strive, you have to be out there looking for opportunities. That's how it works. Because if you are not looking for opportunities, these days you go online onto the web, internet, anything you want you can find. You can find radio stations around the world. You can submit your work to playlists. There's so many things that you can do. So as an artist, you have to also have the promotion mindedness, because you can create the best work, but if nobody hears it, it's still the best work to you. So you have to also have that assertive nature of pushing your works out there, making sure that your works are exposed, promoting it, putting energy into it. And when you put energy into it, people are going to be able to hear it, and also showcases. When an album comes out, you have to be able to be on certain showcases. You have to be on certain big playlists. All of these aspects are part of modern music right now, including Grammy submission, and including submitting to all other award schemes. I mean, Ghana Music Awards, you have to submit your work.
Definitely.
So every award system you have to submit, and then once you submit it, then it starts being in the process of being considered. Yeah.
Oh God, I need almost like 2 hours to ask questions about the Grammys, and I think we need to find one fine Sunday again, so that we invite you, come back and throw more light. You understand me? Voting process, nomination, process. Some artists are here in Ghana in their comfort zone. Their musics are not even on boom play, talk less of audio mark.
Yeah.
But they'll be shouting, this one I go Grammys, this one I go Grammys, this one I go Grammys. That thing is worrying us.
But I think it's a good thing for people to have that vision, that dream, But the dream has to be backed by substance,
Action.
because you can't just beat. And I see people talk like any kind of record, and everybody decides that it's Grammy just because we think it's good in our eyes. But the thing has to be good in other people's eyes too. So if we think it's a great record, that does not mean that translates to other countries and other the music aficionados. So you just have to, I feel that when you put great work communicates. great words can be comprehended by anybody. So put in the work hard on your craft. Don't, some songs, between just being ordinary and great is the time you put inside.
Okay.
A song can be great potentially, but if you don't put in the efforts for its greatness to be showcased, many people are not going to be able. Many people have to work hard to see its greatness. So spend time to produce the work, spend time to write it, and just make that song undeniable. It takes undeniable songs to attract the attention of, Grammy voters, to eventually be able to see that your work is worthy of being considered within, that year's class of music that are worth celebrating.
Right.
And I think that everybody has the potential to do that. That's why for me, I felt my nomination was a big inspiration for everybody, that you can do it.
Definitely.
You just have to set your mind on it and work very hard, and it will happen.
All right. So, Kelvin Boy featured you on the Black Star album.
Well, this is the volume 1, so
So we should start counting.
we should focus on the volume 1, and then because I kind of try to jump from a normal album, because I'm working on an album now. So the album probably, hopefully, next year somewhere the album will come out. But I feel an EP is a way of working on certain projects that you feel connected to, and you can release them and not be restricted by okay, this is an album. It's just a collection of songs that are speaking to you at that time, and then you share it with the audience. So there's going to be a lot more of that. And I think after the next, another full-length album, I'm probably going to be putting out a volume 2 of Voice of Bumbo.
Wow. So you're kind of sweeping the way with this one for the album.
Yes. Opening the way, for another dimension of my creativity.
You're making the way smooth.
Yeah, I'm making the way smooth.
Rocky, easy. Rocky is making the way smooth, Yeah, putting some asphalt and yeah, man. Making sure every crooked thing straight, So, when exactly should we expect the album? Or in the meantime, we should focus on this one for the meantime?
Yeah, we should focus on this one. And I think also, this is also an album too that has very soothing, inspiring songs that are so diverse. And I feel that in a time like this, we need music that speaks to the soul and speaks to the heart. Music that we can share with people, music that is not overly loud, and music that you can sit down and share with your family. And I feel that Voice of Bumbo is that type of album. It's an album that is a gift through me to all Ghanaians and then to the world.
All right, Rocky Dawuni. Junior Maestro to add up, he said, open the cylinders. Man. Elikem says, I'm listening to the show from Tema Newtown. Elikem, big up yourself, man. Elikem.
We just finished the video, so we're just about to premiere it.
Okay.
Yeah. So people should be on the lookout. Anybody who's not on my social media, make sure you check me out on Twitter, Rocky Dawuni, one word, or on Facebook, Rocky Dawuni, or Instagram, Rocky Dawuni. Just go follow me, and we are just about to release the new video shot in the US. Really beautiful. And it's a song. It's Ghost Town. So
Ghost Town.
Yes,
Ghost Town,
yes. So.
Okay.
And then we're also working on other videos for different songs too. So
Okay.
all your favorite songs are going to be represented with videos very, very soon.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
All right, Rocky
And
Dawuni.
then one more thing too. I know we are going into an election period. I have been following what is going on, like listening to the radio and following all that's going on. I pray that all of us, everybody, regardless of what political divide you're in, should understand that the peace that we are all enjoying is still has a level of fragility to it. It's fragile, so we all have to make sure that we appreciate it with a lot of care, and we don't really do anything that in exercising our our democratic rights, try to also restrict, others from exercising that, because it's through all of us allowing each other to thrive side by side that we can ultimately build a stronger nation for all of us. So peaceful elections. Make sure whichever party you are on there, just vote for your party. But that does not mean that somebody else who votes for another party is your enemy. One Ghana, let's keep that.
Government.
Yes.
I would like to know from you, working with Kelvin Boy,
Yeah.
how was it like?
For me, I've followed Kelvin Boy's, his trajectory, when he started off, with BIM Nation and all of that, and one thing that caught me the first time I heard was his ability at melodies. And it's a unique ability. If you're able to create melodies and then you back that up with good songwriting, that means you're right there. And then if you're able to have the ability to transfer those melodies into songwriting too, that's another step up. Because in the US, when you go, it's an industry, so they sometimes compartmentalize all these things. You have somebody who's great at melody, somebody who's a lyric writer, and then they work in a team to come up with a song. But I felt that he was a very bright star out of this country who, with the right setup, could be one of, another celebrated artist from this country. And when the opportunity came for me, CD mentioned to me that he was working on a new album. I jumped at the opportunity to collaborate with him, and I think that song is a very, very good song. So anybody who's listening to, check out Kelvin Boy's Black Star album and check out the song Government. And I think the whole album is a beautiful piece of work.
All right.